Morning. It's an early Saturday morning here in Phoenix, and it is chilly. We're in the low 30s this morning, and it's going to make for a cold day in the fab shop. But we are back at it on Chopper on the Cheap, presented by Law Tigers. Thank you guys for hanging with us and helping us build this bike. So your opinions really matter to us. So I'm in my area right now. I just came up here to get the chopper. I've been doing some design thought on it this week while we got some other stuff done. But I'm going to take it, push it over into the fab shop. And today we're going to finish the rear fender. I'm probably going to work on some wiring locations and try to get that stuff finished up. Try to get the tank 100% done. And I think Mikey's going to work on the rear fender. We got some strut material. I know we ordered some bungs. I don't know if they came in or not, so we might not be able to build the struts today. But anyway, we'll get a good day knocked out on it. Again, hit that subscribe button and join us on YouTube for all the episodes of Chopper on the Cheap, how to sign up to win this chopper. So here we go. Hey Mike, you know if those Bungs showed up yesterday?
What's that?
You know if the Bungs showed up yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You showed me
Yeah,
the
sure.
That's right. Yeah. What the long ones look like?
Say that again?
How did the long ones look?
They look pretty cool. They're pretty big though.
That's interesting.
They look like time zones for shift rod or brake rod. Yeah.
But these are for 5/8. Yeah. That's what we're using. Interesting. Huh. Oh, dude, you got a sticker. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, these are for 1/2 inch. But, well, don't be defeated. We could certainly turn the end of this down to 1/2 inch and slide it in there and then get a good weld on it. Yeah. What's that?
I'm bending it in the hospital over there on a die. And there's going to be 4 inches sticking off.
Sure.
And past the radius, which is where I would be able to machine it.
Sure, we could turn if we want, if we decide we like this look. I think that's kind of fancy. Would that just do a regular one down here? Give it a little something.
Yeah, and then Sure. So that's what.
Yeah, and you'd lose most of that.
Yeah.
You have, well, as much as you could. I mean, the Fender's pretty tight on the tire.
Sure. This will happen.
Yeah.
Fender.
Yeah, maybe here. So I'm thinking about putting a pair of lightning bullets on this as our taillights.
Yeah.
And then just doing a simple side mount. Rather than getting into doing something really elaborate. But this and that might be a little crowded. But let me grab a step. So these bullets on their own look cool. I like them. But the question is, if we sit like that. The question is, does this, we have this thing here, does it get too crowded? Well, still going to have, even if you use the ones with the towers on them, you're still going to have that same body size. It's just going to look more like a thing. Because it comes with
They're not a little shorter.
Not really.
Sure.
still just the. Is at the bottom, maybe. A little bit long on top of the swing arm here. That's not a bad look. You know, another thing we could do is take our rod and shape it to split the fender, meaning you could cut a couple inches of your half of your rod off, so it's only half a radius. Shape it like a point or a bullet or something.
Have it welded to the fender?
Weld it to the fender on the top.
Yeah.
So it's all one piece, and then the struts just attach at the bottom.
We've done that.
Then you'll just have like a hump on the fender and not a bung and a bolt and not so busy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so you can do, this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can do something like that. That would be way cleaner. Then we can just bring this down and put a bung, wherever we want to land it. Maybe we can even incorporate it, or something. Play around with that. I like that idea. And then this down here would be cool, right? You just have this bolt right into your block. It's right somewhere around here. Really strong. It costs like we got options.
Yes.
All right.
I'm going to start with the lower mount on here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, let's get the fender. Let's get the fender placed and get it set, and then we can put. I would agree we'll do the struts last. I'm probably going to get a pan out, drain out the primary fluid, get the oil out of this thing. I'm interested in playing with some of that wiring under the tank. Probably going to move that jack a little bit
Okay.
forward.
I don't know if you would want it in the front or the back.
Well, that's right where I'm going to drain the oil. So,
No, okay.
it's not even tight.
Yeah. the only one I have that has carpet.
Right. Let's not make it so. Oh, God. Twist.
My top drawer has a whole set of torches in there.
Let's get. Wow. Weird, it's pointing down rather than out. Oh, this is just gonna suck. That's all there is to it.
I was thinking, man, I wish I didn't have the front door off the front. That's so weird.
Old school.
Another extra half hour's worth of work.
It just continues to impress me. It was very well cared for.
Primary, right?
Yeah, clean fluid. The bike so far has just been great. The insides of the engine look great. Rain great, no leaks. Look at that. Yeah, it's pretty good. 2006. Everybody loves, but he bought it new. Yeah, I bought it from him. He got a bagger and he just wasn't buying it. So.
Makes sense.
Nothing.
Indeed. Yeah, cabinet. By where all the sandpaper and shit is on the right side.
This is back on this side.
Yeah, I don't see it from this side, which means you
You're
got it in
not
there.
going to see it from the other side either. It's great.
That's all the engines.
That's everything. That's switch housings, that's headlight, that's turn signals, that's, well, I mean, that and this. So now I gotta, so I'm halfway there with this one. But I'm looking in the hole here of the tank mounting, and I didn't pull it all the way over. I didn't pull it over, so. I said to myself,
Note to self.
Self?
I need to open these up more, because those are pretty tight on these.
Oh,
So not more room here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Anything I can remove that's easy.
Yes.
It's the stuff I can't remove.
That's why I didn't take any more off than necessary.
Yeah. No, those we can open up to whatever size they need to be.
I thought we
Yep.
until we had more of that wiring stuff figured out. So if
Well, I'm
it
gonna-
was going away, I wouldn't accommodate for it.
No. Now there is some I can take out of here. If I have to, I can take out turn signal wires. I can take out. I can relocate some of the ignition wires.
Yeah.
If I have to. There's more actually on this side. But some of the ignition wires and stuff are super heavy. And I can take those out because I'm not going to have a switch on top of the tank. I'm going to have a switch on the motor mount. So you'll reach down behind the motor mount, hit a toggle switch that's hidden, and then that'll power your start button and run off button on the handlebar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. And then actually, to be honest,
Do we have room behind that motor mount for that? That switch plate?
yeah, but it doesn't have to be that big plate. I could just do one little plate, so I can do it anywhere. I can do it anywhere. Well, I can do it up here.
Yeah, because we're not having.
I can have it where you can reach right there. Yeah, we can just do a little tab coming on. Oh yeah, yeah. That's where these. So I can take these three heavies. I can take those. Well, I don't want to take them out. I can take them out, but I don't want to take them
We
out.
can exit here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'll bring them out there, and then I just have to figure out what else is what. So, and these are my. This is all my hand control wires. Keeping those. This is that's my gauge and my triplometer, which I don't need either one of those. All of those to go. And then this is. That's fuel sending.
Oh, yes, that too.
Yeah, I think that's what that is. It's my fuel sending. We'll relocate a horn on this. Maybe I'll put a horn on this. Pretty good. So in the meantime, most of this I need here, so I'm gonna have to do this, and then after that I pretty chop. Temperature probes, and sensors, so there.
And it's still bigger, which is
Here, up there. Yeah, I think this is the only one I'm gonna have to extend. This EFI.
yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to extend that because I want it way up here. And it wants to plug here. Right? And it was before it was way down here and fitting, but I want it way up here. So I guess it could sit here. That's still it's gonna need a couple, but it's just oh, it's 2 wires.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Thank you. And that's all. So, Struts, these. Nice.
Yeah.
Do I have to? You want to lay out my side?
Not quite yet. I need to
Yeah, we need to ship
bolt
that.
the fender and whatnot before I stick it back on.
Concur. Groovy. Groovy. Yeah.
Please zip ties.
Yes.
Yes.
I like these little teeny zip ties. Got some skin.
Ooh, almost went in your pan.
Let's go.
Needs to be well lubricated. Is that thing done draining?
I'll get the pan. Oh, this isn't.
It's hard. It's hard to start it on fire. Once it's on fire.
Yeah, gotcha. No mess. No fuss. You got anything for me? Can I stick my hand in there so you can burn it?
No.
Oh, you got me to.
I don't want to send you home with a burnt hand today.
I got gloves.
Great. Should have thumped that.
Let's go.
Huh?
Gas?
This was the gas for the nozzle yet. See your finger?
No, I said my foot. Would you like my foot?
I don't know. It's your foot. You tell me.
Just kidding. Shoot, super
Well, we don't know right.
Yeah, I know. I've got plenty of holes. I've got plenty of shoes with holes. I'll just call it fab shop ventilation.
Alright.
All right, this wants to be skinnier still. That's correct. Big loss program. Yeah, it was all totally well. Quite as deep, but it wants. That's what it gets.
Here.
What's that?
I'm gonna weld these to the fender, so I'm welcome here for
Over. Okay. What's that? It's Saturday.
Yeah. I knew there was something missing.
Not without power, you're not. Yeah.
It was that humming sound that's always there. That's what was there. Those aren't going anywhere now. Oh, sure it's not.
Good. Take pictures.
Loud for
What's that?
I'm gonna be loud for a few minutes. sure you want all that going on the tank.
Okay. But just because it's, I mean, the tank was probably this high off the mounts when I marked it, so it's going down even
Okay.
more.
It wasn't so much this, it was up here, but.
Yeah, but the cup is a little crooked if you look at it, so I was kind of trying to even it out. It'll be fine. And then I'm thinking about putting a little cap just right in here, just making a little cap. So even if you trim that out and I bring the cap up to the edge, weld it on the edge. Okay.
Not a problem.
Yeah, I know it doesn't look like a lot, but
Doesn't look like a lot anymore.
perfect. It's probably gonna be loud too. Well, it's gonna be very loud.
Or not.
Not so bad.
Wow. Oh, clean up.
Wow, that's perfect. So you saving that bump?
What's that?
You saving the bump?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Perfectly good bump.
Ordered some miscellaneous exhaust pieces from Paco.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are some Python mufflers, which are like taper out and then straight and then taper down, almost like old stock, like old Evo stock mufflers.
Okay.
I thought it might look cool to put those on the ends of some shotguns.
Yeah.
And then he has some kind of head pipes that we probably can cut up and
Yeah. I have
what we want to make. So,
I have a few exhaust pieces in the container.
yeah,
Um,
we got a bunch of stock stuff.
we have Brad's original exhaust that we very first put on there. Kind of skirt blowers.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
those
I
are
know what
still
you're talking
there.
about.
I have.
And actually, Paco, it's funny, they make strip blowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could order a set from them and they come in with the velocity steps on it and everything. Yeah.
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 Okay. Well. Yeah, his are similar to that. I think they're shorter though. And that's
Yeah,
what the
I'm
shotgun
stuck on
style.
this. Did I show you the picture of that little chopper with the high pipes on it?
No, but we did talk about it, so I think probably got a decent garage. Probably in there.
Not now.
We call it.
No. Don't turn up. When I said I was taking some pictures, I thought that one. You know, it's right where I said it.
It's on that floorboard right there.
I told you, it's right where I said it.
Why would it be anywhere else?
I don't know. I would- Stranger things have happened.
Yeah. That was in my house all the time.
It's almost full. Oh no.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah. That's attitude. I just don't want it to be straight open.
I didn't plug the hole in the tank yet, but I'm done trimming it if you wanted to do more fitting back here.
I'm thinking about this.
Yeah.
This. Over this. I know I gotta take 75,000 is probably on the east side of that.
Yeah, it's gonna be mostly back here where the weld's at.
Yep.
Up here, I'm sure it's not too bad.
Yep. I'll put the tape on it, stick it on there with it, see where it's,
Can't tell you where.
where it's scraping.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not here.
Oh no, we'll clean it up.
Well, that's all that has to be there. That stuff. Yeah.
Definitely gonna run with you just so. That was one of the big points of the project was to keep the fuel injection. Not very big deal.
Yeah, and I think we should.
The wires on the right side, you find there's much more wires on the left side. But I can relocate some stuff.
I think we should address the fuel line soon. So you know what's going to happen with this stuff and the fuel line.
Part of finishing the thing. So locating the wires is important.
And then loading the fuel line.
And then getting the wires to where they need to be. So I'll probably give it to James for a day. And let him remove what he wants and or Jack either way.
Yeah.
He wants to remove what they want. I'm gonna make a the Handlebar decision. But what's the profile pressure look like here? The sheet 2 is going to be important to the relationship.
Yeah. I think the bars kind of dictate
Well, you know, I mean, I can always just put our classic, chopper bars on there.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with those.
Yeah, with the bars.
Make life easy. Bring the risers back a little bit. Then they're always super comfortable.
Yeah.
I was even thinking about putting a bar in here and having it, and then having a seat that fits, snaps into it.
Fiberglass pan.
Yeah. And the back that's kind of snaps
Yeah,
into it.
if we made a hard back,
Yeah, then we don't need any
then
strength. I don't need the strength of
fiberglass pan
steel.
would be beautiful.
Sure. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, it's not a
It
bad
would look
idea.
funky. It would look funky when the seat's off, but it would look really.
Yeah.
I think it would be really structurally sound, and it would create this pocket I could make in there, right, for this.
Yeah, we could make it if you want. Have a little point in it when it comes up.
I don't know. Yeah, we could. Yeah, like our old
See
seats.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alan Smith once did a seat, which was kind of cool. It did that. Had the same idea of the fender traveling into it,
Yeah.
but he made the back a little thicker, and he sewed it like an accordion.
Oh, so if you
So
press, yeah.
like it had bellows, and it squished.
Yeah.
You know.
That way you don't have this big gap, but you still got good suspension.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, he didn't want to have that gap behind there. That's what we're all going to try to hide, right? So we're all going to try to make that gap minimal.
Yeah. Well, with that too, if the seat is curved this way, then if it's wide like this also, this will have no problem going
Right.
on
Sure.
inside of it.
Sure. Just matters of how it looks too, right? You don't want the seat. You want the seat to stay somewhat sexy
Yeah, of course.
and complement the tank to the fender. You don't want it to. That's the point. It's not to.
Yeah.
The seat. It's so easy to have the seat ruin it.
It might be a little wide going all the way out.
Yeah, I don't know, but again, you know, you can put it in here. You know, you got plenty of travel, so you could put it on the inside and fill and grind and reshape this. It just depends on if you want, even if you want to sit that far back. But it'd be interesting because we've always had them pretty flipping short, right? We've always had them short.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then had some padding around the back. You know, he makes that donut.
Yeah, that 1 inch thick donut or whatever.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of a fiberglass fan with steel reinforcement.
Yeah. Just a thought. Well, then this, you know, then you had, it would be so easy to do this with fiberglass, right? You could just tape everything off and make a pan, right? Rather than having to try to form, cut, or, you know, it's like making a tank tunnel almost.
Exactly what my point was.
Yeah.
That would form a lot easier than steel would. Washer on it.
Straight.
Almost.
Hopefully a couple spacers won't settle.
That's why I wanted to weld into the fender first.
Oh, I get it. I understand.
Yeah, see, it's
Yeah, that's no big deal. Just put a couple spacers in there.
that little bit.
Struts will make it solid.
Yeah, buddy.
I like the idea of running the struts into the fender. We've done that before on some bikes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I like the idea that just having them both on the bottom.
Yeah, that's always a key look.
Yeah. Well, it'll just unbusy the landing spot so I can run those turn signals or the taillights, lightning bolts, back lightning bolts.
It was that tack. Jesus.
Obviously, it took.
Yeah. Paul?
Hey.
Want to look at this?
Sure.
You mean like this? You also mean like this, higher off the fender here? Or higher off the tire?
The bottom can go. So you want to take the fender and do this with it?
Just a little. Yeah.
I see it.
I don't know if I need to do that.
Well, so don't look at the so don't let the center where it's welded. Don't look at that. Look at these. See what you think. High center where it's welded is always going to be imperfect.
Yeah.
But look at the two rolled edges.
Yeah, it's really close.
Yeah. So you close enough for government work?
Yeah. Well, it looks good for my house. Okay, that did it. just loosened the top bolts a little bit.
Yep.
And it moved a smidge.
A smidge?
Now it doesn't. No, my eye's not catching that so much.
Now it doesn't bother you?
No.
So you're just gonna open up the hole a little bit?
I didn't even have to. I just loosened the bolts and
Oh, so you're
adjusted
gonna
it
tweak
in the holes. Yeah.
Got it. It fits the tire really nice,
Yeah.
and that tire is huge.
Yeah, I dig it. I like the fatter tires.
Yeah, it looks good.
No, they're
Originally, originally I didn't. At first, I was. Now, if we were running a frame-mounted Fender, that tire, in my opinion, would look horrible. Because we converted it to a hardtail-looking Fender, I think
Yeah, I don't
preserves that look.
I don't like them bigger than the 240s. I think the 240s are right at the line where it's almost too big. Okay, I'm gonna stick that lower mount on, and then this fender will be
Ready for struts?
able to be repeatedly put in the same spot over and over again.
Okay. We'll design some struts.
Those struts, yeah.
I'm ready. Oh, let me wiggle this tank around a little bit.
Yep.
Look at that.
That's been good.
Yeah, but you. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
it's fun.
I dig how it always kind of off.
Yeah, it's fine. It's cool. And then if we want to make a little cap in there, we can. Do something.
Yeah, it's not, I think, hardly any different.
One day when I have nothing to do.
Yeah, visually, you'll never ever see it. You are going to see it if you're working on it.
The bolts go right in. Nice.
No. No way.
Swear.
Okay, I believe it.
All right, come on. Oh, let's see. Good spots.
Alright, I'm gonna weld.
Well, I'm gonna shoot sparks.
My uncle likes to watch what we're doing on Saturdays.
Does he?
He'll call me during the week, talk to me about what you posted, about what we did on Saturday.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So you got people following it and watching what we're doing.
Alright, let me get a material remover. Looks pretty fucking coarse.
Yeah, that one on the grinder, a 40 grit.
Yeah, that looks pretty.
There, if you look by the anvil, there should be an 80.
Where? Yeah, that's what I got. That's what the one I spread. This one.
No, I mean, right here. That's an 80 grit.
Even more.
More or less coursey.
More or less horsey?
Yeah, 40 grit's more aggressive. than
Yeah,
80.
I want more aggressive.
Oh.
I want to rip some shit. Now I'll clean it up afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't want to sit here all day polishing.
No, why not?
Oh, that's what I get that. Well, I'm patient. Alright, just so you know I'm gonna make a mess.
Go ahead. Not like I just swept or anything.
Oh, God. You know what? I'm gonna take a measurement. This first one.
Measurement?
Shut up.
Oh my God. This guy.
I know. Getting all fancy.
I assume you're going to use the calipers for that too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna do it by the thousandths of an inch.
This whole 100 of them.
fattest spot. I think that's the fattest spot. 201.
What's the number you're aiming after? Or is there not really one?
No. Just look well.
Well, the tunnel's normally 2
Well, the
inches.
tank slips over it
Yeah.
and just touches it. So
Yeah.
I probably just took 40 thousandths off that other side.
Sure.
So I take 40 off of this side, get towards 100.
And if we got 2 inches inside the tunnel, or anywhere 1/9 something. what-
Yeah, right now it's a 196 and I haven't touched this side. What up, yeah? Fine. Everywhere.
Nice.
See how the tank likes it. Really,
Air blower?
can't just roll that together.
No.
Like butter. Never heard no more.
I think that'll do us. What do you think?
Yeah. And on the ends, you're gonna splay it a little bit, right? Not.
Open it up. Yeah. I think if I go with a smaller radius, it'll look too straight on the ends. Is it?
I think it's right where the tunnel curves.
Oh yeah, so instead of grinding it flat on the side, start grinding
That's
it.
what I'm gonna do now around it, yeah.
You should be going doing that.
Mystery Bob, because I can. Oh, it's gonna go out. I can't. So it might not be that. It might be this. Probably might be some wiring. All that anyway.
Okay.
And that's a new sleep. Oh, that might have just been me with the grinder. That's not the same. That's okay. That's best. You bastard.
What are you talking about?
That little black spot. And I thought that might have been a tank rub. It's not. I think it's me
Oh,
hitting it with the grinder.
The grinder. Yeah. This is through the power cord. The tank
That's-
doesn't run through the power cord.
What I concluded.
Not unless we put it on 10,000 times. I've done that.
You know, see this too? See that little gray? That's not good.
I'll have to move this clip. Okay. Get to the Fender good. Got the camera here.
How, where do you move it to?
Forward, just so I can get to the arm of this.
Let's get some stuff undone here.
Sorry.
That's all right. I just wanted you to be careful of that cable.
Yeah, we'll pull more out.
You all good?
Yeah.
Okay.
That should be
Is that
good.
enough?
That should be enough.
Then we're golden. This thing is still rubbing on this side.
Now,
It's pretty much better. Question is where? More tape. That'll be the answer. Oh yeah. Stick. What are you thinking?
I think I'm gonna bend one of these out of half inch. So I can determine how much to machine on this.
Your tester? Yeah, sure. Totally makes sense.
This is how deep it goes in this piece. This is where the thing starts in the bender.
Okay. Cool. So it's more
But I
than one.
can't,
That's
but I
nice.
can't make this any shorter to bend it in the bender, but I can't put a bent piece inside here because it's straight. So I think I need to machine this much up, down, and then cut this much off after I bend it so that this fits in there.
If you're thinking this
That's
sound,
my hypothesis.
I think your hypothesis is triangulated. Yeah.
Lateral.
Or that.
Which is also triangulated.
Could be ambidextrous.
Oh. Could be wrong-handed.
That too. Well, that tells a story. It does.
So hit on the corner.
Right there. Right there. Yeah. There. But it's like, it just, when I put it on the mounts, if you tighten it, and so I'm wiggling it, that's what that little knocking is. So I can tell that when I tighten it, it's just gonna touch, and I'd like to remove that.
Well, and it's gonna wiggle like that when it's running.
And I don't need harmonics on that tank. I don't need any frame buzz in the wall of that tank, so we'll make it where it doesn't make any noise.
Before you get into that,
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, I should probably stop and take a couple pictures of it.
yeah, you wanna take a look at this that I got going on here?
Yeah.
So my math is all works good here for figuring that out. And now it's quite big, so I might.
That's what you want, yeah, you want it more,
Yeah, what do we want?
I think you want it a little farther back. No, to the back of the bike.
Oh,
Yeah, so like that, and then towards the back of the strut. Maybe I should put the turn signals, the tail lights on and trace them.
yeah. So we know where you
Depending on
want.
what that shape is. Do that real quick.
Yep.
Now, where did I put my phone? Here. There it is on the bikes. I'll make the floorboard this spot. Okay. Okay, what do you want me to look at? Oh, other than, yeah, so let me trace this. Let me do that.
Yeah, and you might want to go to a smaller die.
Okay.
Because with this extra straight on the end, that seems to be
Okay.
making it taller, but find out where we're doing all the lights and we'll start there. Okay.
So then, probably. Right. You're gonna come in wondering. Yeah, definitely want to do a smaller man.
Yeah.
For sure, because I was thinking that it might look cool to have, yeah, like that, have it, and then we'll fiddly wiggly this.
Under the light.
Yep. Yeah, maybe just a little bit, maybe just like this one. Just want, we can up a little bit. Then it can drop off here. Then we'll
Go down.
get that out. And then, so there's your piggly wiggly, and then it'll come down. That's gonna come farther back, so that's kind of this to make that move this way.
Yeah, so we got that there.
You definitely don't want that laying on the swing arm like that. You want to see it go. You want that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you want a pretty tight radius.
You want it to.
Yeah. What's the radius you're using? Is that a 6, 8?
4 3/4.
This what really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you want probably half of that, if not less.
Yep.
What do you got?
3.5. I'll take an inch. That'll be 2 inches overall.
Right? I don't think that's going to be enough. That looks more like
Yeah, this is the 3 3/4.
you're going to splay it on each end. Yeah, so that's what you want.
Yeah, and so
Because then you're going to splay it out on each end. So
we're starting up like this.
yeah, you go a little more, go a little farther. But yeah, so something like that, or a little, if the Yeah, the piece went on there like this. You know, there you go. So you'd probably stop bending here, right?
Yeah, that way.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you'd stop bending there. I think that'll look pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the thought of the strut being below the light.
Yeah, we might even roll around the light a little bit. So I would roll it. I think it's a little exaggerated. Just off the tip here. Yeah,
I don't know that.
and this will lead off into nothing.
Yeah, now it'll kind of cradle the light a little bit.
Yeah. It's supposed to be.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah. I like that. That's pretty sexy. Okay.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
You don't call, you don't write, you don't send flowers. I just feel so unloved. I thought our relationship meant more to you than just, I just don't know what you want me to do. I don't know if I can continue doing this. I just, with your absenteeism. You know who this is. Knowing Rich, you'll want it. What? That's the whole point. Okay, phone is on the footboard.
Footboard. Got it.
All right, let's get a little more clearance. All right.
I think the smaller guy is going to be it. And I have a long enough piece to follow all the way through.
Yeah, so now, but as you start grinding this,
Yeah.
you can get that.
I didn't have a long enough piece to get a little more.
I don't know if you want to be that. Well, we can be that far up on that.
No, I want to be down here where I'm supposed to be, but I'm just imagining this continuing its curl
Right?
like that and that.
You might need a hand finesse some of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easier if it's a little smaller to just open it up a smidge.
Right.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start machining one of these 5/8ers down.
Okay. Get real.
So we can start.
Oh, hey, Mikey.
Yes, sir.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
SPD. Oh my God.
Of course.
All right. Good. I'm grinding through some of them as well, so I'm going to quickly cut them and weld them back up.
It'll be what it is.
Oh, yes, not. But I'm taking it much off. Oh. Yes. Yes. Jesus. That was a lot.
I'll be done in like 2 minutes.
Well, I mean, how'd it work? Did? What happened?
The 5/8 doesn't want to bend, but the 1/2 inch does.
Huh.
Doing well, yourself?
We're trying to figure out.
So, yay,
Right?
but boo. So this just gave out because it's weaker than all this.
Right, I get it.
It wouldn't stay in the machine, it
Wouldn't.
slid down the machine.
Right.
So this 5/8 will fit inside this outer ring, but not at this.
It'll break it out.
It'll probably break this
What is that
little flare off.
So it's a well, what we're trying to make it do is become the end of a strut that's going to go here and grab into the fender.
Old school.
So yeah, so what we're doing is we're bending up bars. It's supposed to do this, right? And then, but we want to use a thicker bar here. So we took a thicker bar and turned it down so we could still put this on there. And then we were going to bend it like this, but because we made that a weak spot at the stress riser, it bent there. It won't hold the bar. So that's the idea is to end up with this on here like this.
Right.
And then have it flow in here and taper down to nothing, and then we're gonna have a tail light there. That's done.
Didn't you used to do that on old choppers?
Yeah, all of our choppers, all of our hardtails and all of the choppers that had, all the choppers that had, even the Softail choppers that had Fender's swing arm mounted, we used to do that too. So what do you think, Mikey? What are you gonna do? So you know what?
I'm gonna bend one.
Try it,
And
and
then-
what we also can do. I don't know if we want to cut one and
Well,
weld
they
it
make
in.
those in 5/8.
So that, or we can go to regular bungs.
Yeah, that's why I'm just gonna bend a strut and start figuring out.
Worst case scenario,
what to do.
if that doesn't work, doesn't.
And if it can't go inside it, and I have to taper it or something, and just weld it on there, it's still gonna be just fine. I don't think it's gonna be too weak. I've welded things to things thousands of times.
See how it goes.
So I'm just gonna bend one, and I'm gonna get it to where it fits on there, and I like it.
So, all right. I got this thing mounted, not knocked in clearance.
Good.
Wiring's gonna work. Oh yeah, you're on camera.
Yeah. Not so candid.
Yeah, you've been recording. Yeah, you're on camera there. You're on camera. He's got one on there. Oh, there's one in the other room I gotta bring back.
No, there's not. I brought it back.
That's it.
It's right.
I know there's. Oh, you brought it in. Oh, you brought it
I brought
back.
it back.
I better be
Oh,
careful.
it wasn't there.
what I
There's one
say,
right there.
right?
Oh.
Hey, you got two.
I better be careful what I say.
Yes, and on occasion, we stop working and we just start talking, and you never know what could come up. But John,
Beauty of editing.
my editor is he's pretty good there. So you're right on there. Reinvent. Yeah. Largers in my closet. I'm never wearing a large. Never gonna happen.
Yeah, for mine, a large too.
Yeah, no, it's not. That's my days of larges are over. So yeah, that's never gonna happen. Oh shit.
Many years ago, I did a bike in 180.
This
The
is-
rear end of this.
Yeah, this is a 217. It came stock on this one,
We was that, Fender piece was a strut,
right?
and that's just the way we do.
Yeah. No, we're trying to make this thing look like a hardtail choppers. That's what you gotta do. Weld it on. Is that your idea? No. Got it. And you know me, I just love FXRs, but that one I think is a great one. I'm glad you got it.
I remember, I looked at you, is that for sale? I said, yes, I'll take it.
Well, I was just taking it to put a for sale sign on it.
I remember.
Yeah. I turned around and Susie said, "Why are you back?" I said, "I sold it." I didn't even get out of the driveway.
That was a hard sell.
Perfect.
I said, I'll take it, right? He said, hey, no problem, I'll even take 500 off for you.
That was great. I was going to go park in front of the hotel and leave there.
I remember.
Perfect. That worked great.
It's been a great little bike, I know.
All right. Well, another Saturday is in the books. We didn't have the best day today. Some tedious stuff. I spent quite a bit of time fitting the tank and getting that sorted out so when it's full of gas and it moves on its rubber mounts, it won't contact the frame or anything. Mikey, we did get our struts designed and we got some hardware in and we made some forward progress on the struts. And we had an idea to bend some 1/2-inch stock, but we had to turn the ends for some fittings that were going to go on it, and unfortunately, once we machined it down to 5/8 or machined it down to 1/2 inch, it didn't bend the way we wanted it to. But we'll figure it out. We'll get past it. So, but we did decide we're going to put the struts here, and they're going to roll up, and then they're going to claw around the back of the fender, and then we're going to put a set of our lightning bullets right here. That'll be our tail lights, brake lights and tail lights. For the back of the bike, so it's good we got that decided. We did get the lower front mount put in. It's all welded in. We did get the fender out, got it all welded up. I got some of the fluids drained, so next week I can take the primary off and start cleaning this thing. So So we did get, some stuff done. Our customer, Harlan, who owns this Nest bike, came by and visited for a bit, and we showed him what we were doing to gusset the fairing and take the vibration out, and that took away from our time a little bit too. But it was nice to see Harlan, and we're glad he came by, and he's super happy with what's going on. Anyway, thanks for watching. Chopper Challenge continues. If you would be so kind as to subscribe, follow us on YouTube, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we appreciate your support, appreciate you watching, and thanks for helping us build this bike. Next week, I should get some exhaust stuff in. We can start talking about some ideas we have for shotgun exhaust pipes on this thing. I talked to Mikey a bit today about some ideas I had for a seat pan and how to create a seat on this bike, and we got a few more choices to make. So onward and upward. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Yaffe.